It's a weekday afternoon in Steenberg. Police are conducting stop and search operations on vehicles and individuals moving about the area. This in response to an increase in murder and attempted murder within the City of Cape Town boundaries. In the past several months, mass shootings have taken place almost weekly. The Provincial Police Commissioner, Lieutenant General Tembisile Patekile, joined in the operation.
We stay as long as we have to stabilize the area. And in that situation, that means we are going to be around this basin. I call it a basin, the Grassy Park, Steenberg, Musenberg, because they're part of the same area, this area. And the gangs, unfortunately, they don't see the station boundaries. They work in it because they stay here. We are going to be here for a while until we stabilize the area.
Since the beginning of April, between 40 and 60 firearms have been confiscated weekly. More than 900 people have been arrested for illegal possession of firearms and 842 weapons and numerous rounds of ammunition recovered. The new police chief for Mitchell's Plain says something sinister is afoot with a number of weapons smuggled in from outside the province. A large cache of weapons earmarked for Mitchell's Plain was confiscated recently. It's under investigation on a national level. For Brigadier Brian Miller, the fight against gangsterism and its role in destroying of communities is paramount.
Mitchell's Plain is rife when it comes to gangsterism. 99% of our shootings is obviously gang-related. We identified about 16 different types of gangs in Mitchell's Plain. And unfortunately, some of them the different groupings are staying in one section of a community, which obviously will cause conflict. And what we also established is it is normally about the drug theft. Some of these gangsters are encroaching on the other gangsters, and that's why there's conflict between them.
Muller says there was a period of 20 days with no gang violence. But a flare-up resulted in the deaths of a number of people.
We have to adapt to the strategies of these gangsters, but as I say, it's an active thing. Our operational plan can't be a set-in-stone thing. It's a fluid thing. We have to change every day to adapt to what is it that these gangsters are planning. So from my side, I say, we look at all the different strategies or angles that we can tackle the gangsterism.
Miller attended a community stakeholder meeting where a safety and development plan for Mitchell's Plain was under discussion. He says it's mostly women who take up the lead in formal structures to keep their communities safe. Without these organizations, there can be no successful turnaround strategy for areas like Mitchell's Plain.
The plan will only work if we start from the root. Yes, unemployment and all those things is in this plan, and therefore I say it is very appetizing. But the current state here in Mitchell's Plain, with all the crime, we need to do something more than what the plan is showing us. This can showcase whatever, but to implement it and to action the implementation, that is what is very, very crucial here in Mitchell's Plain.
Meanwhile, faith-based organizations too are busy organizing. The Cape Crime Crisis Coalition, in collaboration with the Western Province Council of Churches and the Muslim Judicial Council, are working to build a movement. Moral degeneration, according to the Faith-Based Forum, is one of the reasons for the escalation of violence and gangsterism.
It's a big challenge because some things have just become so normalized in our communities because of poverty and unemployment and so on. So that almost contribute to the situation that we have, and it's a desperate situation. I think organized crime in facets like extortion, kidnapping, drugs, and these things are destroying our communities.
Monthly meetings are planned to thrash out how the movement will position itself. But all agree that no plan of action will work without the involvement of the youth.
We need young people. The gangs, the organized crime, they have a field day amongst our young people. And they recruit them now from early ages on. So we need to draw them in so that we can have a united voice and intergenerational conversations that will only strengthen us in our way forward.
The SABC says arrests of suspects alone is not enough.
I want to investigate a case, a solid case, as we say, it must be court-driven, so that I know for a fact that this person won't come out. Like the one suspect from the American gang, we arrested him on Tuesday at the court. He came for another case. He came to testify, or he's accused in this case. But we managed to arrest him on 6 different murder cases, which I had a look at, and I'm 100% for sure that he's not going to see the light of day again.
A number of alleged underworld crime bosses are currently in Western Cape courts on hundreds of charges, including murder and in relation to the Prevention of Organised Crime Act. According to SABC leaderships, that in itself plays a role in the flare-ups of violence.
You take the top and you take a certain group, and that when you take that group, you are leaving a void. And that void, that's where, like in this case of the conflict between the gangs. I'm not going to mention their names because I'm not advertising them. They're just criminals. So they will start fighting for leadership, one of those things, and sometimes there's a split in the gang. Then because of that split, then they will start fighting. And with the analysis that we've seen, we're looking at, we suspiciously, positively issues like revenge of the past, when those that were they came out from the prison and then they find themselves without the footing. So in that situation, you hope that the person, when he comes out from the prison, is rehabilitated. But unfortunately, that's one part that we'll have to look into exactly, because some people, they come out of the bail, some they stay long, and then the cases at a state and say they get a bail. Before the case is finalized. That's what is happening in this situation.
For the time being, there are no definitive answers for those who hope to one day live their lives free from gangs and violence. But many are trying and playing their part, however big or small, to achieve this goal. Mariska Botha, SABC News, Cape Town.